Okay, so the next game I played was Total Chaos.
Yes, I played the demo of this, so we have a little bit to discuss on my end. But you almost pretty much beat it, right?
Yeah, I beat Total Chaos, and I think that's like a good point to be like, this game, because we were talking about all year how so many good games weren't actually good enough to beat. Like this one I played the whole way through. I thought it was that good.
Right, yeah, it's like I got what I needed out of it, and I'm like 30-40% of the way through. I'm going to move on. But you actually were like, this game held my interest. I want to play it. I want to see it through.
Yeah, I wanted, and I guess this game started off as a Doom mod, which is pretty cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, it makes a lot of sense playing it.
Yeah, it really does. Dude, there's so much that this game does well. I want to say it reminds me a lot of BioShock with like crafting, and it's like more horror.
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely from playing it, I was getting that kind of vibage. Because when you're going into the facility and stuff, you do have that. It's almost like going to the lighthouse and then
yeah, because it is like a shipwreck starts it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I could say, the demo was fun. I really thought the combat was great. I was legitimately butt puckering from running and shit from a lot of the enemies that you had to run from versus fight. That was cool. I felt like the level design was good for that, but I also found myself getting a little lost because things started looking the samey. But that's kind of with any. Now that you say it's like a Doom mod, now I understand. I used to get lost in Doom all the fucking time. So
yeah, a lot of the environmental design is very samey, but it does a good job of like introducing gameplay elements. Like there's this one creepy monster where you like come around a corner and it's like, don't take your eyes off her. And it's one of those like a Boo from Mario Brothers where if like you're not looking at her, she chases you.
Yeah, I hate those things, dude. I get the shivvies. Oh
yeah, and they're just used in like really brilliant puzzles and stuff. There was one part in this game there that I say like overdid it as far as like a monster. I couldn't figure out what I was actually supposed to do because it was
you beat the game without even knowing how to.
I
fight this monster.
I tackled it eventually because it was one of those like I tried fighting it, that didn't work. I tried running from it. That didn't work, but it like turned out it was like you had to sneak, but you're in like a completely dark area, and it's one of those, you have a lighter. Anytime you light the lighter, she might come for you, so you have to keep snuffing it out. It took me forever because it was stealth.
It was like a super cat and mouse kind of hide and seek thing.
Yeah, but after I did it, I was like, that was intense. I liked that. And that was I think that's a good thing for this game. It's like, it's so intense. Like, it has great lighting effects, great monster design. The combat is so much fun. It's like a lot of chucking bottles and bricks at monsters and just cracking them.
That was so fun, dude. Yeah. I loved it. We called it. We're like, there's a lot of like bottle throwing in this, and there is, and it's awesome.
And it's so good. It reminded me of like Last of Us when you hit someone with a brick and then just pipe them. That's like this whole game's combat system. And I think another cool thing it really is, you keep building this arsenal and you're like, I have way too much stuff. Like I'm over encumbered and like I need to start picking and choosing what to pick up and stuff. And when you get to a point in the game, you're like, okay, I have too much stuff. This game is starting to wear thin. It turns into like the next part is just you literally have to use everything you've collected the whole game to survive the combat.
So, yeah, so it almost feels like they don't know what they're doing with their own inventory system, and then Act 2 starts, and you're like, oh,
yeah, kind of. It's like Act 3. You're like, and and another cool thing is the guy actually like tells you like you're not going to be able to take your stuff with you once you put this suit on, so you have to use it. And in that whole section, you're like collecting 3 parts of this suit, and it is just like you using everything you've collected as a weapon, and then by the end of it you're like one brick and like maybe like a couple bullets in one of your guns. Wow. It's a really well designed. And then the last section of the game just turns into like a straight up first person shooter. So
that's how it does. It goes Doom. It's like, yep, we're Doom.
It goes Doom. The only thing I wish it had more boss fights. It only really has 2, and they're both good. So I think like they could have done more with that. But for a $25 game, this one is definitely like high recommend. I like this game a lot.
We got a gem with total chaos, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's definitely a gem. Like it's not too long. It doesn't wear out its welcome. It changes gameplay a minute, like more than you think it's going to. You're like, this is gonna get samey, but there's enough change ups going on. Story's good.
Even for what I played, it felt like it was juicing the Doom and survival horror, like first person Doom aesthetic. It was like juicing it for all it's worth, all of its design, all of its mechanics. And it was like all combining everything it could to get out of it. Like I felt that in the game. It was like we're doing everything we can to make this fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Like I loved that game. It was a good shock for me where it was like, oh, I remember this game. Me and Andrew thought it was cool. You were throwing bottles. I'm gonna try the demo, and then by the end of the demo, I was like, you know what? This is worth $20. By the time I beat the game, I was like, what a steal for $20. This game was awesome.
That's kind of where I was at the end of the demo. I wasn't looking for a game at the time when I played the demo, so I didn't buy it immediately. And since you did, I was like, well, I'll just wait to hear what he has to say. And so it's going on the wish list, baby.
Yeah. This one, if you like any kind of first-person survival horror game, it's probably the best one since Resident Evil 7. Like, it's arguable whether I enjoyed this more than in Resident Evil 8, to be honest with you.
I mean, you really do have that spunk in your voice for Total Chaos.
Yeah, so. I got it. Yeah, it hit me pretty hard where I just loved this game. So definitely check that one out.
Hell yeah.